the FAIRWAY Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's. I'm Norm Wamer. This is Big John Malkoski. You already know who that is.
That guy.
Read it at the bottom of the screen. All right.
By the way, time out. I want to thank all of you for insulting me while I was out of town on Saturday night because we're glad you're good at mortgages because you suck at sports thing. That text when I'm at a wedding reception in Kansas City was hilarious.
What did your what'd your friend call the show?
Two large guys and a know-it-all.
No, it was two fat guys and a know-it-all.
That was
large guys.
I got that one the week before. We're going to rename your show, Two Fat Guys and Know-It-All. I'm like, seriously? So yeah, thank all of you for that at 11 whatever. I'm sitting there at the bar having a cocktail quietly. I'm like, I look down at my phone. I'm like, wow. That's what I inspired. We're glad you're good at mortgages because you suck at sports. And it was a random stranger. I have no idea who it is. Although it proves that you should sponsor Norm's show because people are clearly watching. Because then right after that, I got 6 or 7 more texts from people telling me how stupid I am.
That is the drawback to having your phone number down here.
Let's not point to
anybody can text you and
yes.
It's amazing how many businesses talk about being local and how many actually support local programming. Mark Wallace, Ralphie's, we thank them, and Matt and Mike at Mike's Pizza and More, and Marty's all about local, and so is Red Wing Shoes, and
I'm not just about local, and you know me. I'm kind of one of those guys. It's about results too, and I'm not joking. Today at my office, and this is a true story. Someone came in and said,
as we tape this.
Yes, but they said no.
You're not in on Saturdays.
I will be this Saturday because we took Thursday off for Thanksgiving.
That would be today. See, as we're taping.
Okay. Well, today as we're stop it. Today as we're taping, someone comes in and says, "Hey, we knew you left NOIC a couple years ago. Didn't know where you were, but we see you every Saturday, so we found you because we want to talk to you about because they're downsizing." And it works. I'm sorry, it works. And for all the people that are detractors, whatever. Because it works. There, I said it.
If you're on Alignable, I just got thanks from Mike at Mike's Pizza and More. Put down great results.
All right, so John, you said I shouldn't get sucked into this. So why did this week we spend time debating whether Ohio State would ever play Georgia in the football playoffs? Because for a minute there was a 1 versus 4 matchup.
Who was debating that?
Well, there was like my ESPN feed when I'm doing my morning business, which is like the Bihn reading room, is got all these if the playoffs started today, and I'm like, well, there's not a scenario because LSU and Georgia play each other, so that's never
yeah, but you got to remember this playoff committee. Their goal is to get ratings. What ratings would not be, or where would the biggest ratings be? Georgia versus Justin Fields.
Never going to happen.
But it's just like
we're just fantasizing.
But it's just like the March Madness tournament. They always say, "Oh, we don't look at that stuff," but then they line up Texas Tech with Indiana when Bob Knight's there.
Aren't people going to watch it anyway?
Yeah, but why do they have a half hour show to talk about this? Because they want people to talk about it. The rankings in October mean nothing. There's nothing to do.
Are you saying that sports talk can be nonsense sometimes?
Yes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Have you turned on an ESPN channel in the last 3 years?
No.
Okay. Well, that's why you're saying sometimes.
Make it 5.
That's why, because between cookies and fart jokes,
I thought that was CNN.
No, that's different. That's okay.
No.
Yeah, look, John is now steering the wheel.
Did you like the question from Dave Briggs in the Blade that they threw out there?
Yes.
If you're Ohio State or Michigan fan, would you rather win the Ohio State-Michigan game or win the national championship? I'm in the minority. I'd rather win the Ohio State-Michigan game.
Yeah,
he needs help. He does. There's times where, for as smart as you are about sports, there's times
even if you win the national championship, then all the Michigan fans will go, "Yeah, but we beat you."
Well, that's what they currently have to cling to. And so here's another Michigan thing. So now it's, we don't include the Rich Rod years anymore. Like it was this thing. And I said, well, that's fine. Then as an Ohio State fan, I omit the Cooper years. We'll call that a push.
No,
2-10-1. Yeah.
I think we can all admit that most of the rivalry is just stupidity. All the Ohio State people Xing out the M's in their Twitter bios and stuff, and them calling it, they won't even say Michigan, that team up north, and Michigan calling them Ohio when it's Ohio State.
Well, can we agree? You and I have talked about, back in your radio show, we talked about this.
Way back when.
It was great when it was the year that Ohio State was 1 and Michigan was 2, and the game mattered like it did for
awesome.
decades.
It was the best thing in the world.
And I hate the Ohio State fans that are Michigan haters all year long. Like, it should be limited to a 10-day period right about this time of year. Because the rest of the year, I truly want you guys, Michigan, to be, right. I want you to be, heck, be undefeated, and then let Ohio State slip up against, I don't know, Purdue, whoever, like has happened, and then ruin your season. Right? Because it's way more fun when that game is here and not. I mean, it's still a good game, but it hasn't had the luster since that one, and that one was kind of an anomaly.
Well, and I was at the Big House in 1993 when Ohio State came in ranked number 1, just needed a win to go to the Rose Bowl. Michigan was 6-4 coming in, no real promise for anything, and Michigan shut them out. And I mean, that was huge for Michigan to do that. And it's
Michigan's played the role of big time spoiler way more.
Oh yeah, I mean everybody's comparing this to 1969.
Well, let's not get stupid.
They had a new coach though in '69.
Yeah, it's the other way around. Because Day's the new coach, not the other. I mean, it's,
but he's been an assistant. And
speaking of which, a week ago, why? Because Urban shows up for game day. Do they have to go back to the old JT Barrett? By the way, did they know that Justin Fields is not JT Barrett? I mean, I'm sitting there throwing things at the screen as the second half is morphing on, going, why is he running? Wait, first of all, the game's in hand, and stop it. Stop it. He does not need to get hurt because we have no idea. I mean, that's like the Lions. Who knows who's playing quarterback if he gets hurt? I mean, it.
Well, John knows. John's the one who knows who the third string quarterback is for Detroit.
Well, only because it was on the bottom line the other time I was watching.
And we're glad you're here. We know Steve's still in mourning because the Rams playoff hopes were officially crushed on Monday night after he predicted in that chair last week, because I get smoked for all the dumb things I say. Steve, we're sorry, buddy, but your Rams...
Well, see, I made a really bad mistake of picking Oakland, and you saw what happened to that. So I do have that reverse touch.
On the road at the JETS, Jets.
I was awful last week. I don't even want to share what it was.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh, I know we're going to get to it.
We're going to get to that.
We're going to get to it.
You were almost as awful as the interpretation of the tripping rule.
And on that note, we'll explain that when we come back from our Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
Win with Ralphie's starting lineup. Get 10 of the biggest and best wings for only $5.65 starting at $9. Try our double cheeseburger with fresh hand-cut fries for just $7.99. Score a 5-count domestic iced bucket for $11 every day. And get 25 wings for $18.75.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
What can you expect from working with Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation? Our branch manager, Marty Bihn, can help you navigate through the loan process with the service and speed you deserve. Contact Marty today to get pre-qualified. Make your home buying dreams a reality. Call 419-481-8696 to speak with Marty Bihn today.
Are you hungry? Of course you are. Want pizza? Yeah, you do. And there's no better place to go for hot, fresh pizza than Mike's Pizza and More. From pizza and wings to subs and salads, Mike's has everything you need to provide the family dinner tonight. Whether it's carry-out or delivery, our family-owned business has been happily serving the Holland area for years. And with our new location, we now proudly serve the Oregon area. Should you call Mike's Pizza and More right now? Yeah, you should.
It's a big month for Powerbomb Wrestling here in Toledo, coming up in December on the 28th, Saturday from 2 to 6 in the afternoon. It's the all-ages pro wrestling fantasy camp where you get to find out what it's like to be a professional wrestler. It'll cost just $40, and you'll get a ticket to the next day's event, December Decadence, Sunday, December the 29th at St. Clemens Hall. It's a huge weekend for Powerbomb Wrestling. Don't forget, gifts for Christmas. Welcome back from our Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's, and right there, food, sports, fun, and now it's now that we're past Thanksgiving, it's officially the holidays. So don't give the gift of Ralphie's food and beverages.
Gift certificates.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, don't bring a plate of wings and,
It's not
box
that.
them up for
It's not
somebody.
that. Look, nobody really needs that extra sweater. So just get them something they actually want to do, which is, go have a cocktail and some wings with some friends.
Well, we're going to be
Wearing last year's sweater.
We're going to be front and center there tomorrow because this is the best week so far this year. I don't think there's any question, is there? I think this is an awesome week, but we'll get
You're
to
going to
that.
know a lot more at the end of this week as far as the direction.
Yeah,
of things.
maybe.
Well, I mean, there are some teams that are already out, and there are some teams that are going to be out after this weekend because there are some elimination games.
That's true. That's true.
All right, so I have a question about last week. Have we established that it's either the Niners defensive line as a crew, Russell Wilson or Lamar Jackson, and that's your MVP choices?
Yeah.
I mean, can we say it's one of those three at this point?
I think it's Lamar Jackson without a question at this point. I mean, there's still 6 games to go.
Right.
He's got like 860 some yards rushing or
He's
something
gonna
like that.
crush the record. And he can throw the ball.
Yeah.
Like it's not sort of a one-dimensional.
5 touchdowns.
Yeah. A couple times. He's done that multiple times this year.
Oh, I remember when you were doing your fantasy draft during that one show, I said take him as your backup quarterback because at least he'll run.
Well, it's worked out really good because he's started every game since week 2 in that league.
Well,
and,
Steve was all over him too.
Yeah.
He liked Lamar coming out of college. So.
Yeah,
well, and I think based on his performance, it's going to change the dynamic of dual threat quarterbacks coming out of college. Because if you watch the way he's performed and what they've been able to do offensively, there are teams that are going to want to replicate that.
I know, but they're not going to have Lamar Jackson.
But all quarterbacks have some kind of mobility now.
Yeah, but he's
You
freakishly like he just passed Michael Vick in the Madden or EA Sports realm this week because they have tracked him and he's the fastest guy to ever play the position. They're saying. So
Yeah,
it's
but I mean,
1 and 1A, and oh by the way, he's a whole lot better pocket passer at year 2 than Vick was at year
13 or whatever.
Well, dog 2.
Is that going to force defenses to have guys that are smaller and quicker?
It's already
Is that
happening.
going to evolve?
I mean, how many defenses regularly play 3 linebackers all the time anymore? And by the way, linebackers look like safeties back in the day.
Well, and you don't even have that big. They don't even have that big nose tackle that's 350 pounds that just kind of waddles out there and his only job is to take up a blocker.
What was that guy for the Lions? Remember the guy for the Lions that went to the Patriots for a while? That was like 340 and just basically.
Well, I was thinking of who was it Grady Jackson for the guy for the Packers?
Yeah, just basically, your job was to sit in the A gap and not get moved.
Yeah, I mean,
don't get moved out of the.
Take up 2 blockers and just sit there.
Just
You
lean
don't
forward.
have
And, what did you do last snap? I lean on the center. What did you do next snap? I lean on the center.
Yeah, you don't have those guys anymore. I mean, every defensive lineman at the most is 280, 290. And they
fast.
can move.
And fast.
But the Ravens were favored by 3 and won by 39.
And ended the playoff chances for the Rams, who, by the way, have no draft picks for 160 years and still need to sign Jalen Ramsey. Sorry, Steve. Sorry, buddy.
So do you want to address the tripping rule? I don't
I don't know if I want to address the tripping rule or why this is the week we decide Jason Garrett should have been gone, or why Jerry Jones is still the biggest. I can't say. Can I
appreciate it if you wouldn't.
The biggest jerk in the NFL. I mean, I don't know. What do we want to talk about? Although somebody did say Dak's a top 5 quarterback, and I was like, no, but he might be 6 or 7 at this point. Because Goff and Wentz have played themselves out of contention.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're both.
Jameis, Mariota.
Well,
I mean,
they were never
Mitch
considered up
Trubisky.
there.
But I'm saying there's a whole bunch of guys who were on the coming up list who are now on the.
Yeah.
But the offensive line has kept him upright. He's had time to throw. He's been sacked, 11, 12 times this year?
Yeah, I mean,
once a game.
I mean, you got the best offensive line. You've got one of the best receivers. You got the best running back, although he hasn't proved it this year. But
I got thinking about that, too, because Lamar Jackson's hardly been sacked, too, and Mahomes hasn't either. and they've all done well. The guys that have gotten sacked a lot are Russell Wilson, who's like over 30, and so is Deshaun Watson over 30. That impresses me.
Yeah.
When you go in ball games when you're under pressure.
Deshaun Watson's line is awful, and
It's not good.
the things he's been able to do with that line is commendable.
It's not good. But Russell Wilson,
So you know those next gen stats they're on all the time or whatever, but if you watch him play a game, he does deliver balls at 28, 29 yards in the air that you're like, wow, like how does it get there that perfect? Like it's crazy. And by the way, he's not tall enough to be even able to see there, according to the pundits.
Well, and he's a guy that's doing it without. I mean, he doesn't have name wide receivers. He doesn't have the name running back. I mean, he's starting to do it like the Patriots do, with just. I mean, now he's got Josh Gordon, but he's been there 2 weeks. How much of the playbook can he know?
I don't think he needs to though. Josh run slant, Josh run go,
Well,
Josh
yeah.
run slant.
smartest quarterback not named Tom Brady.
All right, and I this was another of the blow-ups on my phone Saturday night. The 49ers are apparently much better than I've been willing to admit all year. I'm sorry for you 4 49ers fans who are in Toledo. Stay off my phone this week. I was wrong. You were right. It's my fault.
And I'm in the middle of a powerbomb wrestling event, and I get a text from Marty. How about those Raiders?
Well, they
Appreciate that very
I was on an airplane watching it coming home, and they didn't just stink; they stunk. I mean, they went ahead and really stunk.
Isn't there, though, a couple of weeks for everybody during the season where they just don't show up?
Usually not like that.
No, dude, that was especially. Like, I don't even know what that was.
Well, they didn't show up. It's pure and simple.
Yeah, but I mean, there are weeks where you kind of get beat and you're down 2 or 3 scores and you sort of, protect. No, they were awful. I mean,
Is that any worse than the Lions losing at Washington?
or the Dwayne Haskins
yeah.
not being able to take the,
At least Sam
the
Darnold,
victory
Sam
formation.
Darnold wasn't taking selfies.
I mean,
with
the Jets have
fans.
won 3 in a row, and they beat Dallas.
Yes. So who's more mediocre, the Browns, the Raiders, the Cowboys, or the Rams?
I don't know. Raiders are mediocre.
That's what I'm saying. Who's more mediocre, though?
Well,
The argument was you said they flat out stunk, so
They're still not very good.
they got
and
6
proved it
wins,
Sunday.
and that's more than you had forecast.
Dallas
for
is
the whole
not very
season.
good, and I was
actually,
hoping for
they
them.
got
6 wins too.
Actually, I think Dallas is pretty good. I just think the coach isn't, because they shouldn't be 6-5.
They've got better players than the Raiders.
They've lost some one-score games. Talk about they haven't gotten blown out.
Well, they would have won the one game where they were throwing the ball all over the field, and then it got to the final drive, and he decides they're going to run.
Well, and in the rain, so apparently they watched the show, and then in the rain, when you can't throw the ball anywhere, Jason Witten couldn't catch a cold, like all he would do is they would 5-hole him, hit him in the helmet. He looked 106 with floppy. They don't give it to Zeke for. I'm going to have an aneurysm tonight on the show.
Boy, Green Bay got slaughtered by San Francisco. That surprised me.
Oh, that line is stupid.
Aaron Rodgers has got to be starting to lose his best quarterback ever or whatever, doesn't he? I mean,
He still makes those freaky throws once in a while, and he puts up gaudy numbers here and there.
I don't know how you can call a guy elite when, I mean, you see what Russell Wilson and Tom Brady are doing with nothing, and he goes out there and can't do it.
And we're pretty
They
sure
are
at this point.
8-3.
Yeah, but we're pretty sure at this point he's also a jerk, which makes it.
We know that.
Which I think makes it worse.
Any guy whose family doesn't get along with him.
I'm saying.
There's probably
So there you
something
go. I don't like him because he's also a jerk. What? Why are you laughing?
I'm going to take a timeout because we'll go off on
I'm a jerk. I know a jerk.
different tangent that I want to go on. So we'll take a look at the games coming up tomorrow and on a Monday night. Next, it's from our Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
Win with Ralphie's starting lineup. Get 10 of the biggest and best wings for only $5.65 starting at $9. Try our double cheeseburger with fresh hand-cut fries for just $7.99. Score a 5-count domestic iced bucket for $11 every day. Now get your Ralphie's delivered to you with DoorDash.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
What can you expect from working with FAIRWAY Independent Mortgage Corporation? Our branch manager, Marty Bihn, can help you navigate through the loan process with the service and speed you deserve. Contact Marty today to get pre-qualified. Make your home buying dreams a reality. Call 419-481-8696 to speak with Marty Bihn today.
Red Wing Shoes, a quality built to last, just like the legacy of service at your Red Wing Shoes dealer, North Reynolds at Bancroft in Toledo. Family owned and operated since 1982. 4 generations building a legacy of quality and service for years to come. Our sales staff has over 95 years selling and servicing Red Wing shoe products, and we have the largest selection of Red Wing shoes in Northwest Ohio. Irish Setter, Works, and our USA-made heritage shoes. In stock, no waiting. Red Wing Shoes, North Reynolds at Bancroft, where service, quality, and fit come first.
It's a big month for Powerbomb Wrestling here in Toledo, coming up in December on the 28th, Saturday from 2 to 6 in the afternoon. It's the all-ages pro wrestling fantasy camp where you get to find out what it's like to be a professional wrestler. It'll cost just $40, and you'll get a ticket to the next day's event, December Decadence, Sunday, December the 29th at St. Clemens Hall. It's a huge weekend for Powerbomb Wrestling. Don't forget, gifts for Christmas. All right, welcome back for our Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's, Norm Wamer, Big John Malkoski, and Mr. Know-It-All, who apparently did when it comes to the picks. He was 8-5.
Oh, and
John-
what's my season record?
John was 7-6. Steve was 5-8. I was 3-10.
Ooh, wow. So you're still kissing your
Awful.
sister on the picks for the year. The Vegas, Vegas
He's
still
one
got
up.
you.
He's one up on 500 at 74, 73-2. Marty's 5 out in front now. But if we'd have a playoff, you know you'd lose in the first round.
Playoffs. Oh yeah.
I'm 300 now, so
I'd be favored in
a
the game at
long
home.
way to go to come back. Long way to go to come back. Thursday games obviously were Chicago at Detroit, Buffalo at Dallas. Both of those
Wonderful.
meant a lot. And New Orleans against Atlanta, who was a juggernaut coming into the game.
You just said Chicago and Detroit meant a lot?
Yeah.
For draft picks.
Well, the Bears got Khalil Mack. That'll get them in the playoffs.
Okay.
Oh, wait, they were in the playoffs last year, weren't they? Okay. All right. Was the thing that was going to put them over the top,
We only have 7 minutes. Move along.
just like Cleveland and their wide receivers was going to put them over the top.
Oh yeah.
That's
and here again.
you just said speed up, and now he's going to take it right
I'm
off
trying
track.
to stop my phone from blowing up at the moment.
Too late.
Leave me alone because you may still back in the playoffs and you still stink. That's it.
They're not getting back in the playoffs.
Cleveland
They could win
at
out.
Pittsburgh is the CBS game at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, and some guy named Duck starts that. Cleveland.
Cleveland is a 2-point favorite in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, with a guy named Duck starting for the Steelers. Cleveland.
I gotta go Cleveland. I hate to, but
His name is Duck.
no, that's his
Duck,
nickname.
Duck Goose. I mean, come on.
It's Devlin.
Doesn't
not
matter.
Duck.
When you're going to your third string quarterback,
I have to catch up. I'll take Pittsburgh.
there's good logic.
The Fox game at 1 o'clock. This is awesome. 10-1 San Francisco at 9-2 Baltimore.
Yeah, isn't it
and the
nice when you
Ravens are
don't- isn't it
favored
nice
by
when
6.
You don't have to watch the Lions?
You don't. They were Thursday.
I know. That's
You already watched him and you fell asleep with tryptophan and you woke up and didn't miss much.
Yeah, didn't care. Baltimore.
Baltimore because it's on the East Coast. If that was in Frisco, I'd take
Now
the other
Seattle went to Philadelphia last week and beat them.
one. Philadelphia is awful.
They're only game behind Dallas.
Dallas is going to win the division and be awful.
still be awful.
And the whole division is awful.
What do you got?
Baltimore.
Okay. We'll all take
That's
Baltimore.
the worst
lot,
division
but-
in football, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
The NFC
The
leads.
high-flying Redskins at 2-9 against the 5-6 Carolina Panthers. The Panthers favored by 10.
Oh, God.
It's too many. I'm going to take the Redskins. Panthers win. Redskins cover.
I'm going to go Carolina. Washington. I mean, they're even winning that game last week.
Yeah, I'm
Terrible.
going Carolina too. 4-7 Jets at 0-11 Cincinnati. The Jets are favored by 3.5.
But they brought Andy Dalton's back.
Jets. That's
Back
not
at the
nearly
helm.
enough.
Jets, Jets, Jets.
Not nearly enough.
All right. God, I got to go Jets. Why do I feel like Cincinnati's going to win that game?
Well, change your pick.
No.
Go further and
I can't go further than Hull. 6-5 Tennessee at 6-5 Indianapolis. Huge division implications.
That may be the worst division. if it's not the
Indianapolis by
East.
2.5.
Indy.
Give me Tennessee.
I'll take Indy as well. Game nobody will watch. Tampa Bay at Jacksonville, unless you got players in it. Both 4-7. Tampa Bay by a point.
I'm going to call this the Jameis Winston fantasy rule. Interceptions should be the same as touchdowns because I'm tired of Jameis being a fantasy stud.
Tampa Bay.
But I'm going to take Tampa Bay.
Wow, we're all going to take Tampa Bay. Okay. Philadelphia at Miami.
Dude.
And the Eagles are favored by 10.
Miami.
Ooh, that's too many. The
Yeah.
Eagles will win, but that's too many.
That's way too many.
We're all taking Miami. Green Bay at the Giants. Green Bay's sputtering, but they're a 6.5-point favorite.
Oh, Green
going
Bay.
into the Meadowlands.
I mean, the over-under should be how many times Daniel Jones puts the ball on the ground.
Give me the Giants.
Daniel dimes on the field instead of dimes in the air.
Yeah, I'm taking Green Bay.
It's like a guy with a hole in his pocket.
CBS national game, 4 o'clock. Oakland at Kansas City. The Chiefs favored by 10.
By 10.
Oakland.
The Chiefs can't play defense.
I know Josh Jacobs, I think, is going to have a huge game and at least
I think
keep it
Kansas City
close.
wins, but 10's too many.
Yeah.
I have to go with your Raiders, which feels
Cool.
weird.
I'll take Kansas City.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
After he picked the last
6-5 Rams at 3-7-1 Arizona. The Rams are only favored by 3.
Who cares? I mean, talk about two teams playing for the. Oh no, the Rams aren't playing for a draft pick. I don't even know.
Arizona. The Rams are playing for somebody else's draft pick.
Oh, so the Rams want to win, so they don't give away
Yeah.
as big a draft pick. All right, I'll take the Rams just because it seems like the right thing to do. I don't even know.
All right, I took the Rams. Chargers at the Broncos. There's another game nobody will watch.
Yeah, I mean, what's better, whoever's playing quarterback for Denver that none of us know who that is, or Phillip Rivers who looks 107?
Maybe a little snow. Chargers are favored by 2.5.
I'll
Denver.
take Denver in the snow.
Yeah, Denver in the points.
Wow, we're all going to take Denver? I can't do that. I got to take the
I was going to say,
Chargers.
it's two terrible teams.
Yeah, I mean, who cares?
I'll take the points.
I'll take the Chargers. All right, Sunday night game right here on NBC 24. New England at Houston, 10-1 at 7-4. The Patriots favored by 3.5.
God, that New England defense and that awful offensive line.
Houston's gonna pull the upset. I'm gonna go Houston.
I got to take Houston in the points just because New England can't score.
Cool, I got New England. Monday night, Minnesota at Seattle, 8-3 at 9-2. Seattle a 3-point favorite at home.
A playoff preview. Seattle covers.
Yeah.
The real Kirk Cousins will stand up at some point.
Well, then we're all going to take Seattle. I can't believe they're only a 3-point favorite at home. They're saying the teams are equal, basically.
What is that, the Dalvin Cook factor?
I don't know.
Minnesota.
Davion Clowney might not play again. I mean, who knows?
How much time we got? I'm sorry?
9
we gotta go.
8 seconds.
We're out.
Yes, we're
Marty,
done.
thanks, John. Thanks. Saturday Night Live next. We'll see you next week for our Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's.